Hey guys, Pastor Tanner here, and the moment is here. It's the one we've all been waiting for. Logos 10 has landed, and I'm very, very excited to show you many of the new features. Before I do, however, though, I want you to know that we have a lineup of all of the Logos 10 base packages that we're going to be doing buying guides on as well, from starter all the way up to collectors, so look out for those on the channel as well. Let's go ahead and jump into the new features. One thing I said I loved about Logos 9 is that it was an incremental upgrade, and the same is true for Logos 10. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't want to see them rehaul the entire program when it's really good as is, and that's what we see here in Logos 10. We see some really nice features added, and let's go ahead and take a look at them. First, you can see the layout's a little bit different. All of the taskbar is on the left side of the screen rather than across the top. And if you're telling yourself, I don't want it to be there, no problem. You can go ahead and minimize it. And all you see over here are the icons. This is really nice because as you go ahead and minimize this and you only get the icons, you get more vertical space to work with. And I don't miss the horizontal space differential with just the icons there. Now, if it were stuck like this and it was moved out entirely, I wouldn't like that because I like to set up two sets of resources side by side. But because I can collapse it, I'm very, very happy with it. So this is a good development. More screen space means more time you can devote to the Word. The next feature upgrade that I want to show you is the search tool. They completely revamped the search tool for Logos 10, and I couldn't be more pleased that this is one of the developments they chose to focus in on. Logos has one of the most amazing search functions out there in any program. If you have a large library, you can really leverage it using the Logos search function. This is better than Google for biblical resources, for biblical research, but you need to know how to leverage the tool. In the past, you have had to memorize all sorts of complicated search syntax. You had to know a specific nomenclature for how to search for certain things. And they're really going a long ways towards fixing that with this update. You can see here, you can search all, you can search Bible, you can search specific books, etc. And they give you basic operators for how to search. They give you keywords to search with, and then they give you the advanced syntax. These are really, really good. Things like Bible and a head word, Holy Spirit. You may not have been ready for that search in and of yourself, just trying to do it, but you can go ahead and do that search now utilizing the resources that they show you. And look, you're going to get a lot of hits here. This is really, really helpful. Another one, for example, that's really powerful is the morphological search. And oftentimes people don't know how to use it. Well, go down to the advanced syntax and look at this. You can see the intersection of how a Hebrew word is translated into the Greek Septuagint. This is really valuable. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to have to play around with this tool quite a bit. Searching is difficult, but they've made it easier than ever before, and I think that's foundational to getting the most out of your Logos Bible software. The next tool I want to show you has to do with the library, and this is really, really cool. They added two features in Logos 10 that are helping you to integrate your real-life books with your Logos, okay? They're trying to help you get all of these things put together so that if you want to jump into Logos, you're not scrapping everything you've done in your ministry up until now. This little button off to the right of the library, Add to Library, is really, really cool because here you can add your print books into your Logos software. You can tell Logos Bible software that you own a book in print. So if I just go ahead and search here for Schaeffer, for example, it's going to go ahead and give me the complete works of Francis Schaeffer right here. This is a 5-volume set that Crossway puts out. Logos has it digitized, but you can't purchase it on Logos's website. That's because of copyright issues or something like that. There's a little button here. Right now, it says remove from print library. I just click that. Now I can add it to print library. So now I have told Logos Bible Software that I own this book in print, and I actually do. It's right here. See? I own the 5-volume set for Francis Schaeffer's collected works put out by Crossway in print, and now I've told Logos that I own that. Now, this is much more than just a record-keeping tool. This is much more than just telling Logos, oh, I happen to own this book. This is the cool part. Now, if I go ahead and do a search, I will actually pull up hits in Logos with books that have been flagged as in my print library. Check this out. So I go to search. Let's search all, and let's just search The God Who Is There. This is a title of a book written by Francis Schaeffer, and you'll see I'm actually going to get hits out of that Francis Schaeffer collected works. Even though I don't own that resource in my Logos Bible software, even though I don't actually have it there digitally available to me, because I have added it using this add to library function, I'm actually going to get it as a hit in my resources when I do a search. So then I can actually go through and I can find that it is in there for me. And I can see right here, print library book, preface to the God who is there, and escape from reason. And if I click that, it go ahead and shows me right here that it's in a preface of volumes 1 to 5. Now that I've got that hit in my search function, I can go to my library on the shelf and I can actually pull off the book because I know that I've actually have that hit in my print library. This is huge, guys. Rather than having to buy your books in print, in digital, in Logos, in Kindle, if Logos has the material digitized, you can add it to print library, and then when you go ahead and run the search function, now you can go ahead and just grab that book off the shelf. Hey guys, one thing I didn't emphasize with this feature is the fact that it also displays the page number for you. That's so good because when you pull that book off, you're going to know directly where to go. Again, now your print library is more effective for you. This is so valuable for doing your research, and I'm so glad they added the function. Very nice feature here. Another feature that they've added to Logos 10 that's meant to integrate what you've been doing in your normal ministry operations up until now with Logos Bible software has to do with adding your sermons, okay? So let me go ahead and bring up the Sermon Manager and I'll show you. So here in the Sermon Manager, you can see that you can go ahead and write your sermons in Logos Bible software. You can put those all together so that they're searchable and so that you can publish them with workbooks, worksheets, etc. But what if up until now, you have actually written a ton of sermons in Microsoft Word? You've got those all implemented in a separate system. And now, are you really going to split up and start writing some of your sermons in Logos when in reality, you're going to have to store them in two separate places? That's pretty annoying. Well, what they've done here in Logos Bible software is they've given you the opportunity to go ahead and import your sermons from Microsoft Word. So all you have to do is click on that triple dot menu, you scroll over to import, and now you can bring in your Microsoft Word sermons. They're actually going to be formatted according to a Logos Bible software framework, and now you're going to have all of your sermons in one spot, completely searchable. So like I said, not only with print books, but now with old sermons that you've written in Microsoft Word, they're doubling down and trying to integrate Logos in your everyday life. Fantastic. There are a few more features that I want to show you here in Logos. One of them is the fact book. And the fact book is something that in previous Logos iterations, they've been adding more and more to each individual time. This is really, really nice because Factbook becomes your one-stop shop when you're trying to research anything from a specific category or definitional aspect. So I really like that they're focusing on this. But what ends up happening is you don't always have all of the resources available to you that you're looking for, and you want to dive into the fact book more quickly as you're doing your study and research. Well, this is something I love about Logos 10 is they've gone ahead and tagged so many of the entries that are also available in Factbook. They've tagged these in your resources. So you can see Jesus right here is underlined right there in blue. Trinity is underlined in blue. If I click Trinity, it opens the Factbook entry for me. So it's sitting right here and I can immediately pull that up. That's really nice. I said last time that Factbook is something that they're needing to focus on, and they've done just that. Now you can really drill down into a specific topic, and it's easier than ever before by just clicking on any of these underlying doctrines that have been highlighted by Logos. So it's really, really cool. If you don't like it, you can go ahead and turn it off right up here according to the visual filters, but I think you're going to like it and you're going to want to leave those on because it makes it a quick one click in order to bring up any Factbook entry. I've got two more quick tools that I want to show you here in Logos 10, and then I just want to tell you verbally about another one that's going to be included for mobile. So one of the other quick tools that I want you to see is this Google Translate embeddable function within many of the books in Logos. I don't know about you, but there are a lot of books that I have in my Logos Bible software that I can't read. Why? Because I don't read Latin, okay? I'm just not skilled at that. Maybe you have gone through some Latin training and you know how to read it, but I don't know how to read it. And that's always been a big struggle for me because I have all of these resources written in Latin here in my Logos Bible software that I never open because I don't know how to read Latin. Well, if I scroll down and I highlight any of the Latin text and I right click, I now have this translate button. I click translate and boom, an English translation of the Latin text comes up on the right side. This is awesome. I can scroll through this and I can read it in English, and now I have access to many resources that are available to me in languages that I can't speak. Now, this is all translated by Google Translate, okay, so it's not going to be perfect.
Hey guys, I got a little bit more insight on the translation tool after the recording of this video, so I just wanted to insert this real quick to tell you about it. Yes, Google Translate is the base of the translation function, but it doesn't stop there. Anyone can use Google Translate. Instead, what Logos has done is they've taken deep learning and layered that on top of the Google Translate function, and they paid special attention to theological terms. So the translation you get out of the translation function in Logos is going to be way better. Fantastic.
But man, there are many Hebrew works or Latin works that I just couldn't read before, and now I can. This is really going to expand your library, especially if you have a lot of documents that you've collected maybe in base packages that you simply can't read. Now you can using the translate function. Finally, there's a tool here for sermon writing or lesson writing that I think you're going to really find helpful. Go ahead and open the Sermon Builder, and you're going to see this right on the right side of the Sermon Builder. Click this quote icon, and this is the popular quotes function, okay? What you can do is you can type a word here into popular quotes, and it will go ahead and bring up popular quotes for you out of your library. So I type justification in here, and boom, I've got a quote from Martin Lloyd-Jones, I've got a quote from B.B. Warfield, Sinclair Ferguson, etc. It used to be that you had to create collections with all of your quote books. So you had your Complete Gathered Gold by Blanchard, or you had your Gems from Martin Lloyd-Jones, or you had, your popular quotations. Now this puts them all in one spot. You can just type a topic in and you can scroll through and grab them. And if you utilize the sermon function, you can just double click those and it's going to put them right in your sermon. So that's really handy. But even if you don't utilize that function, I'm going to be bringing up the sermon writer just to use the popular quotes feature because it's so helpful. Helps you find those quick quotes when you're looking for illustrations, when you're looking for somebody saying something in a really specific way that is going to drive your main point home. You're going to want to run to this popular quotes section.
That is it, guys. Those are all of my favorite updates in Logos 10. I just want to end by telling you about a little feature that's going to be offered in mobile. I haven't had a chance to test this one yet, but if it works as advertised, this thing is going to be huge. In mobile, you're going to be able to use the app to turn your print, i.e. your Logos books, into Audible books so that it can actually read to you that book and you can listen to it. This is huge. I don't know about you, but I consume books in many different ways. Sometimes I like to sit down and read, but sometimes I don't have that opportunity available to me. And so I have an Audible account and I leverage it where I can. But being able to listen to all of my Logos books being read to me is huge. And here's a little hack for you as well. If you actually do that while you're reading on the screen, you're going to improve your retention and maybe be able to speed up because you're going to have that audible voice pushing you. Great addition here. Can't wait to see it used. Okay, guys, that is it for Logos 10, my favorite features. We're going to be making our buying guides, so please check those out. We're going to have those videos available so that you can figure out which base package is right for you. Appreciate all your love and support. Take care. God bless. Bye.